In this video, we're checking out the Klipsch Flexus Core 200. So we have a 77-inch with a pretty small soundbar from a Vizio, and it's a Vizio branded. Even though it did well, it's time to upgrade to the big boy here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what it looks like. So it does appear that it's a box in a box, which is nice. This is the black color. They also have like walnut, I think. Very nicely presented. We got a handle, legendary American sound, and also here we can see it's powered by Onkyo. So there's 3 security tabs, and then we can open it up. Welcome to Klipsch. Very nice packaging. And basically this is what it looks like. So it might not be perfectly packed because this is a used unit, supposed to be in mint or like new condition. So all right. Okay, so we can see the top of it here, and it does appear to be in great condition, basically like new. Now, one thing about this thing is it's quite heavy. Forgot exactly the weight, but it definitely feels quite substantial. About 20 pounds or so. And it is quite large. So let's go ahead and pull it out of the box. Put it here for now. Let's see what else we have in here. So we got our manual that goes in more detail. All our connectors there. Wall mounting, powering, connecting, stuff like that. So it looks like there's more stuff in here. Manual and cables. Okay, so I'm guessing this was supposed to be in here. We got a couple bolts there. Okay, so that's where the manual was. So our HDMI cable that we're going to use with the ARC to bring our sound in. And then our power cable, decently long, looks like about 6 feet or so, maybe 5. And you also apparently get an Allen wrench here for these bolts. Let's see what's in the other one. All right, so this is where our remote is. Looks pretty nice. The batteries are already in here. And then we got the 2 brackets there to mount to the wall if that's what you want to do. Yeah, let's take a closer look here. Overall, we got like this wood finish on top with like a black stain, I guess. Got controls here. Here's a grill. So we got 4-inch woofer here and another 2 1/4 or something like that. So this is for the bass. This bar is also a subwoofer somewhat, and should be plenty unless you need super low. Then we got this upfiring here for the Atmos. Then we got quite a few speakers here. Can't remember exactly how many. I think 2, and then 3 in the middle, 1 tweeter, and 2 more over there. On the bottom side, we got feet. It's like a rubber. So this is where we're going to mount the brackets if you're going to mount it on the wall. Same way here on both sides. Here's more information. The model number, Dolby Atmos, HDMI. And here we have all the ports, the power cord, IR, HDMI eARC, optical, subwoofer out, USB-C, and some other stuff here. And a link button if you're going to link like a subwoofer. But yeah, it's great to see the sub out, so you can have your own subwoofer and just run the line out. The only downfall probably here is that you're gonna take one of the HDMI ports from the TV just to send the sound. I wish there was a pass-through, but there's not, so you're gonna be left with 3, as that's all we have on this TV, which is a LG B4. So I'm gonna remove this old Vizio bar, and we're gonna put the new one there and hook it up. All right, so I connected it, and the TV, I don't know if you guys saw that, said it was checking the device for connection. So I just got the provided HDMI cable connected and the power cord. We do have some lights here, and this bar basically perfectly fits here right in front of the screen, which matches beautifully and looks great with this TV. I do need to move it this way just a bit. So this mesh right here looks really nice. It's like a fabric, and it's kind of cool that the LEDs kind of go through the fabric. We also got this Klipsch kind of branding here. Just a beautiful bar, and these buttons here will control. Oh, there we go. The sound starts working. So it automatically synced with the TV. So I guess the TV was smart enough to sense it and connect. So you do have power source and then the volume here on the bar itself. Since we do have our batteries in the remote, this should work. So let's start by muting it. Okay, so it mutes. Not sure what this button does, but medium. Okay, so that's how bright the LED lights are. That's nice. So plus and minus is obviously for the volume. And then we got the style here, TV, digital. I'm guessing that's for music. Let's see. Okay, so that's just source. So that's TV source, and then music, place, pause. And then we got Bluetooth also, so you can connect it Bluetooth. Then we have mode, dialogue, and night. So the mode is going to change between movie and music. And then we got dialogue, so this is going to bring out the voices. And there's 4 settings to low, medium, and high. Well, I guess 3 settings. And then we have night mode. So night mode just really turns everything down. That's more thinner and less bassy. That way, you're not bothering everybody when you're trying to watch at night. It does make a dramatic difference. So then we also have surround, and you can, well, when you push that, you can adjust the certain surround features. And then we have the bass, and that's gonna turn up the woofers. +6 is all it goes. But just right away here, listening to it barely going. Let's just put back everything where it goes. It sounds pretty balanced, and there's plenty of volume, and like it's everywhere, and it's very full sounding. So yeah, and that light, after you're done adjusting, just goes away pretty shortly. Looks like about 5 seconds or so. Very easy to use, and everything is adjustable here on the remote. All right guys, so we got some HDR content playing and the bar is on right now. And what's cool is the original remote with the television syncs up with it and works. So obviously it's only for volume, but it's very convenient if you have your presets all set up for the bar. And here we have the original remote. I did have a chance to mess around with it a bit, and I noticed that pretty much listening to anything, dialogue needs to be on high, at least for us. Once it's in high, it seems like everything sounds really good and comes through easy. Even the medium is not enough for a lot of things, so we're just keeping it on high. And when you do watch a movie, the movie mode, which we got here, is a lot more immersive and it's more like 3D sounding for sure. So I guess it depends what you like, but for normal like news watching or just normal talking, it seems like music is better, but anyways, yes, that's a preference. Night mode is really cool because it really keeps the bass away. So you guys maybe can hear that. Everything pretty much disappeared. There's no like this huge volume. It just became very thin and very like straightforward. So very good for like listening to voices or even just watching anything. It just cuts out all of the boominess away, which is great for nighttime, especially, you know, if you don't want to bother people. So let me turn that off, as this is a lot more immersive like this. And also I noticed that if you change some of these settings, you have to go back and push the dialogue button to make sure that that's still working. At least switching from movie to music, seems like I always have to push the dialogue after that. The surround, you got it at 0. If you go up, it kind of makes things more, I guess, everywhere, but notice 0 was a good balance. So not messing around with that too much. And then the bass, we keep it up a little higher, +3. As it gives a more immersion kind of feeling. So yeah, overall, once you set it all, you don't really need this remote if you don't want it. So yeah guys, overall, we've been loving the bar. It works very well. The sound is very immersive. And I think if you can get this thing on sale for a reasonable price like I did, it's worth every penny. So for the next part, we're gonna be using an external recorder here that'll listen, so you guys can kind of judge a little better of what it sounds like. I'm gonna play some different content here. So let's push record, and it's recording. So I think I might need to turn the limiter off, so it's more sensitive. So volume is going to be pretty low. Can't go too loud here, but let's say it's 10, 11 here. Let's go to the music mode. And you guys can see how much that makes a difference. Even with dialogue high, there's a little bit of a difference. There's more mids coming through on the dialogue high, even just music like this. But just sitting here, listening to this and watching, it feels like the sound is all around you, kind of. And if I go to surround, turn it up, it really gets crazy. It feels like the sound is everywhere. So I feel like this kind of euphoric sound is coming from every direction. Just turn the surround all the way up, it goes crazy. And if we go all the way down, it narrows it down more straight. But 0 seems to be pretty good overall. It has it, but it's not like something crazy. If you want to, you know, get more of that feeling, 4 or 5 is really good, and 6 just is really crazy. It feels like it's everywhere. But let's go back to 0. Let's play a little news. I'm not going to play too much because I don't want to.
In fact,
but this is what it sounds like.
Just ask the president to say a few words. Thank you, President.
Pleasure. Glad to meet you again, Mr. President. Thank you very much for the invitation. Again, my congratulations with your successful ceasefire in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you did it, and I think this is the momentum.
So that's in music mode.
War against Ukraine. I think that, yes, we understand that Putin It's not ready.
Even in movie
I think
mode, it
not
sounds
ready,
good.
but I think that I'm confident that with your help, we can stop this war. And we're really
But here's the
we
dialogue.
see that they
So
don't
this
have
is off?
successful steps on the battlefield, and it's good. I think that their army is weak now, but a lot of losses. They have a lot of losses in economy and people.
So you can
And
see
I
on high, it
think,
really comes
this is
through
very
very clearly, more and more
moment,
clearly.
and I wanted to thank you, Mr. President, after our phone calls. Yesterday I had
Going back to music.
good opportunity to meet with a big.
If you guys notice, it's muffled
energy
because I have to
companies.
push the
They're
dialogue
ready
button again.
to help us.
Once I do that, it
Yes,
clears
after
up.
all these attacks on our infrastructure, Russian attacks, and etc. And I had also meetings thanks to your team.
So yeah, the voice comes through very clearly and very nicely, especially with dialogue on high. I'm not sure what we can play here. Well, this is just birds, I guess, but in any case, guys, you get the idea here. The movies sound very immersive. We did watch a movie last night with this thing on, and it's quite incredible. Especially like sudden moves or music or punches, whatever, it really comes through. And what's incredible is because it has the subwoofer built in, it's quite compelling. I mean, it doesn't go deep, like rumbly deep, but it definitely has rumble and, you know, punch to it that really immerses you. So yeah, it seems quite enough. And what's great is it's upgradable from here. You know, it surrounds and the subs, and you can actually hook up 2 subs to this. Have part of the Core 200 system, or you can even do external sub. But in any case, we're really going to enjoy this thing, and again, it's a great value if you can get it for a good price, and maybe even retail price is good depending, you know, what you're looking for. But yeah, overall, great soundbar from Klipsch Core 200. If you're looking for a more higher end bar, I think this might be a good one. So if you want to get one for yourself, links in the description. Check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.